Tales of Vesparia is the latest entry in the long-running Tales series of role-playing games from Japanese publisher and developer Bandai Namco. Known for its story-driven design and real-time battle system, the Tales series is enormously popular in Japan and has a relatively niche following in the United States. For the series' current generation debut on the Xbox 360, Namco Tales Studio chose an illustrated anime style that falls somewhere between Tales of the Abyss on the PlayStation 2 and Eternal Sonata, another recent Namco-published RPG with a cel-shaded look. The storyline and characters are new to the series, but if you've played Tales games in the past, not much here will surprise you. Rather than waiting for your characters to take their turns fighting or using spells and items, in Tales you'll be busy slashing, blocking, and using magic in real time. You can go to a menu in the middle of the battle if you need to, but most of what you'll be doing is fighting in real time. As a result, at times battles in Tales of Vesparia feel more like a fighting game than a typical RPG. This is especially true later in the game when you unlock access to more combos, different attacks, and overlimits. It's a nice change from the standard cast and wait method, and it keeps things interesting through the inevitable hours of grinding. Fighting monsters is a big part of Tales of Vesparia, but the biggest focus is on the story, an epic yarn about corruption, duty, and self-discovery told through the experience of a group of travelers brought together in a time of crisis. It's pretty standard fare for the genre, and Tales of Vesparia isn't really breaking any new ground in terms of theme. But as Japanese RPGs go, it works well and is appropriately large in scope while keeping the focus on the main characters. Really, the storyline serves mainly as a backdrop for revealing the main characters and their relationships, and there's a lot of revealing to be done. There are thousands of lines of dialogue in Tales of Vesparia, and much of it is spoken. If you're an otaku purist, you'll be disappointed to know that there's no Japanese voice track available in the English version of the game, so you'll have to bear with the North American voice actors, who do a good job of bringing the distinctly Japanese characters to life. This is a long game, and there's a ton to do and discover. Playing strictly through the storyline at a normal pace with no walkthrough could take you 60 hours or more, and there's even more to explore outside the main arc of the story. There are side quests, a battle arena, secret areas, and sub-games that can seriously eat away at your time. Tales of Vesparia has a few major strengths. First, the character designs and animations are top-notch. They've been crafted with care, and it shows throughout the game. Second, although linear in nature, the story is quite expansive and well-paced, and despite its flaws, does a good job of investing you in the characters and their fates. Finally, the real-time battle system really spices up the action and does a better job of making you feel like a leveled-up badass near the end of the game than a lot of others in the genre. On the downside, although Vesparia looks very pretty much of the time, the level of detail in the environments, costumes, and interiors isn't extremely high. The skits, a recent staple of the Tales series, consist of a collection of rectangles on screen where the characters talk to each other statically. They're a kitsch anime addition, but they give the game a somewhat dated look, as do some of the anime cutscenes, which don't always use the same lush look as the rest of the game. However, what Tales may lack in detail, it makes up for with its characterization and exploration. Unlike its contemporary Eternal Sonata, once you have your party set in Tales of Vesparia, you can deviate from the main path and strike out on your own to discover the world of Turco Lumieres. If you're a fan of Japanese RPGs and have never played a Tales game, Tales of Vesparia is a great introduction to the series. The characters are engaging, the story, although at times cliché, is on a grand scale, and the battles are intense and rewarding. Also, one of the characters is a pipe-smoking dog named Rapide who fights with a blade. What more do you need to know? For a full written review of Tales of Vesparia, head over to the IGN Xbox 360 channel.